Aloha, my YouTube friends and family, and welcome to day 3 of Unlocking Your Purpose through True the Stars Astrology. I'm so excited. Today we have the most amazing lineup of how to find our soul purpose and then align it to our greatest wealth activation potential. So I'm going to welcome all my participants in. Welcome everybody, admitting you all. Let's join the party. Welcome everyone. And last night was so powerful. We focused on the destiny point. And it was, I have to say, one of the most powerful classes I've ever gotten to lead, going into and revealing all of my participants' destiny points and what that means and how it might be affecting them. And I am just so excited to hear from everyone today. And so welcome, Andoni, welcome, April, welcome, Dr. Walker, Odie, Victoria, welcome back, and whoever else jumps on. Hope you're doing amazing. And before we start, we're just going to play some crystal bowls to clear our energy from, hi, Victoria, welcome. Welcome. So we have people in Mexico, people in Canada, California, all the way out in Washington, D.C. So this is very exciting. So what we're going to do first here is, because it's a new day and there's always so much energy when we jump on a call with lots of people and we're streaming across the interweb, we're going to just clear some energy because there's a lot of energy up in the air right now on the planet. So we'll clear the energy space and then we will get stuck in, as they say, and get into what is our sun sign, right? Our soul purpose planet, and what is our Venus, the billionaire planet, because we're going to be looking at how do we bring together our soul essence with money, with wealth, with generating massive amounts of income. And so how do we align our soul purpose with money flow and abundance? And it's been so powerful for me to witness this in my own chart and see how accurate this information is. And I'm so excited to bring it to all of you. So let's get ready. Let's get cleared out. I'm going to start with some bowls. And I really want to invite you, because you're only going to be able to hear the bowls while they're playing. You can't really hear me as much. To really ground your energy, I'm going to be moving my hands. And what that means is that I'm actually tuning into everyone's collective energy field. So if you feel your energy moving and you're wondering what's happening, I'm actually clearing the group. So just get into your centered space, just tune into your heart, just breathe. And then notice if there's any stuck energy in your body. Okay. Notice if there's any external influences in your field. You might yawn, you might release energy, and we're just going to clear the field. Okay. So just get into a comfortable position, breathe, stretch, shake it out, whatever you need to do. We're going to clear some massive energy because we're powerful like that. Whew, and then we're going to get on the call and feel really clear and really centered and have a really great time today. I'm so excited you're here. Woohoo! All right. take your hands, you stretch them up. And shake out your arms. Good. Good. And just tune into anything still left in your body, anything that's not just pure beingness, pure goodness. And you're going to take your hands and you're going to rub your hands together. Ooh, just rub those hands and just tune into your inner landscape. Is there anything inside of you, any old energy or emotions or feeling states that are not yours, that you do not need anymore, that's just clogging up your field? Just feel into any stuck energy, any dense energy, anything from anyone else that does not belong to you. Put it into your hands. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. And by the power of God, by the power of Source, by the power of the Creator of all that is, it is commanded that anything and everything not belonging to you be lifted and cleared and sent to the light now through the core, released and cleared on the core, genetic and soul level, pulled and resolved on the historical level, and replaced on all levels with the Creator's truth and definition of pure, unconditional love, compassion, forgiveness, peace, calm, happiness, love, and joy. We're just commanding anything no longer belonging to you to release and clear, and anything and everything preventing you from stepping into your beautiful divine purpose from God, from Source, that you are here on this earth to embody and fulfill and blast and radiate and shine your light. Anything and everything preventing that, by the power of God, by the power of the Creator of all that is, it is commanded that all that is old thoughts and beliefs and absorbed things and blocks and curses and oaths and vows, by the power of God, it is commanded that all those things be released and cleared out of the core, out of the genetic, out of the soul level. We command it to be pulled and resolved on the historical level. Woo! And replaced on all levels with the Creator's truth and definition of pure, unconditional love, compassion, forgiveness, peace, calm, happiness, love, and joy. Anything and everything preventing you from aligning to your true spiritual gifts and what you are here for, we ask for a complete change history and everything as needed. Levels 1, 2, and 3 in the highest and best way. Let the yawn come through, stretch it out in the highest and best order. Yeah. Feel that expansion. See yourself stepping into that grace and that beauty. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Woo! And anything and everything preventing you from being able to monetize, to make money, to draw in wealth and abundance like you've never seen before through sharing your gifts and your purpose. Woo, feel that. Anything and everything preventing that, we ask for a complete change history and everything as needed. Levels 1, 2, and 3. Woo, feel that shifting through, stretch and move and breathe and be. Feel that moving through you. Anything and everything preventing you from creating and doing your purpose and making the most divine wealth and abundance. Anything and everything preventing that, we now revoke, recant, renounce, denounce, destroy, and uncreate at all times a godzillion to all that is, right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all 9 shorts, boys, covids, and beyonds, letting that stuff out. Woo, letting it go. Deep breath in. Stretch it out. Step into it. That's right. And now, now, super conscious, please scan and treat any resistance to you stepping into your most aligned self with abundance and wealth flowing into you. Scan and treat, tag and treat any of this resistance or fear to this future reality. Do a complete change history, levels 1, 2, and 3, and everything as needed. Take a deep breath in. Woo! Stretch your arms out, yawn, let that clearing happen. Let all that old energy shift and clear and purify and feel that new space in your body. Feel it, sense it, allow it, receive it. Fantastic, fantastic. And now tune into the future self again, where you are in line with your purpose. You are doing what you are here to do. Woo! And you are making lots of money and wealth and abundance flowing through to you. Super conscious, please scan and treat any fear or resistance around this future reality. Do a complete change history and everything as needed. Levels 1, 2, and 3. Deep breath in and out and let it out. And just feel that shift happening. There we go. There you go. That's right. And now you see your future self again, aligned to your purpose, living the life you wish, aligned to your soul and your purpose, and see yourself receiving amazing wealth and abundance. See that future self. Feel it, allow it, receive it, see it, feel it, sense it. And now super conscious, please tag and treat any fear, resistance, anything from your karmic level, anything from your ancestral level, anything in the DNA, your past lives, karmic, oaths or vows that are anyway, curses, spells, hexes in the way of this occurring. And tag and treat it all and do a complete change history. Wow, this is big. Levels 1, 2, and 3. Let it all out. Let it out. Stretch it out. Yawn it out. Let it go. There we go. That's right. That's right. Feel that space now as pure unconditional love and light comes flowing in to fill you back up, filling up your dantians. And now we ask God, Spirit Source, to please give you the divine gifts, your inheritance for divine wealth, divine purpose, that you know what it feels like to have these things, that you're worthy of having these things, you know how to, when to, you're already doing it. And asking God's Spirit to please give you those divine spiritual gifts for that alignment that you're here for. Feel that, sense it, allow it, receive it, celebrate. Woo! Feel that goodness building up more and more. That's it. Take a nice deep breath in. Take a nice deep breath out. And just feel yourself anchoring back into your body, seeing your future self, aligning to your purpose, aligning to divine money flow. Those two coming together as we get in tune with the sun, our soul planet today, and Venus, the planet of the billionaire in our chart. And how do they relate? How can we use them together? How do we come back together and integrate all of this so deeply at the heart space, all the way through all the chakras? Super conscious, please treat all your front chakras. Please treat all your back chakras. Please treat your meridians. Please treat your dantians. Stretch and breathe. Woo! Allow and feel. Fantastic. And just slowly come back into your body. Super conscious, please treat your root chakra, your grounding cord, all of your lower chakras, all the way down. 300 chakras down, do a complete change history and everything as needed. Levels 1, 2, and 3. You're going to yawn with this one. That's okay. Let it out. Oh, there we go. And feel yourself getting grounded, fully connected, fully allowing, fully receiving. Fantastic. Yeah. Yeah, you might need a nap later today. You might. Drink lots of water. Stretch it out, and we just ask God to just shower you all with pure, divine, unconditional love and light, restoring, refilling, renewing you with the beautiful love and light of your soul, source consciousness, all the way to the cellular level, the DNA level, filling you all the way up. So you're just whole and full and just feeling radiant and full of love and full of light, and just slowly coming back to the here and to the now. And I know that we have some kind of fabulous success stories that happened from last night's class. And so if you would like to share, I'm going to go ahead and open the floor. Welcome back, everyone. Dr. Jisoo, I know you're there hanging out with us. Victoria, Odie, April, Andoni, welcome, welcome, welcome. So glad you're here. So I spoke with April after class last night, and she was so excited. She was like, I cannot wait to share with everyone what happened during class. And so, April, would you like to share with us what happened? I don't know if it was before or during or after we did the wealth energy clearing that we did last night, but pretty fantastic.
Yeah, I think it all started the night before. I had seen in my TikTok or my Instagram feed something about wearing a gold ring on your right middle finger
Oh, interesting.
to attract wealth into your life. So the morning before the call, my mom and I went online to buy some gold rings, and I found one that was called the Eye of Consciousness, and it's got this green amethyst in it, and I guess it's ruled by Venus, and it's supposed to help attract abundance and wealth. Then you read my chart on the call. After you got done reading my chart, you might have seen me hop off the camera because my mom had gotten a call, and they were in a car accident last year. So they just got a call from the insurance company, and they're offering to give her $75,000. That's just her. That's not my son and my dad. That's just what they're giving her. So
Wow.
yeah, my mom's like, "Oh my gosh, it works." And I was so excited. I couldn't wait to tell you, but I didn't want to interrupt your call or anything.
That's amazing. Congratulations. That's super
Thank you.
awesome. That's super awesome. And um, it's interesting that what you found said to use your middle finger because other places that I've followed have said never put a ring on the middle finger. So there's
Wow.
something to look into because the middle finger is the Saturn finger. Okay,
Mhm.
so what I've heard is it's like that's the one finger you don't want to use. Now, this is what comes when you have a gazillion systems to use energy work with, and where I would muscle test it. I would muscle test the right ring to put it on. Okay, just
Right.
you never know. You see something on TikTok, it's awesome. I think gold is fantastic. It is phenomenal for attracting wealth because it vibrates at the same frequency as the sun. So that's perfect because today is all about the sun. It's all about where is the sun in our charts and how do we align our soul purpose to wealth. And so, April, you're having a great win. You're having that wealth and abundance energy flow through. And why do I talk about this? One of the biggest blocks to us fulfilling our purpose on this planet is actually when we are afraid that if we step into our wealth and our abundance, we won't have enough. If we step into our purpose, we won't have enough wealth and abundance, right? And so a lot of people hold on to things and people and places because it's safe, it's secure, that's where the money is. And so the idea, this vision I hold for the future and for humanity is us tapping into our purpose, claiming it, owning it, doing it, and allowing divine wealth to come through so that we have both. This isn't an either or scenario anymore. This is both all the time. Okay. So let's do that. Let's do that. So I'm going to share screen again. We're going to get started. Congratulations, April. I know that even more wealth and abundance is going to be flowing through for all of y'all. Okay. And so the more we tap into this energy, it's so powerful, right? It's just so incredibly powerful. And so that's why I'm doing this 5-day challenge. One, because I love meeting with you all. I just absolutely love assisting people to get into alignment with their soul purpose. Like that is my fire. That is my like joy is when I see you like dancing closer to the flame of your own soul essence. I just get so happy. I'm like, yes. And I imagine a whole world of people who are dancing with the flame of their soul purpose. And they're so joyous. They're so happy. They're like bubbling over. And so it's pretty miraculous to see the power of these charts to assist people with getting back into that dance. It's so easy to get distracted. It's so easy to get pulled off our course. And so I've found that this chart can be so powerful to assist us to get back into that dance. And so that's what we're here for today. North Star astrology, following that North Star, activating our soul mission, and today aligning it with wealth. And one of the reasons that I'm so excited is that we have this huge wealth aspect happening with Venus, the planet of the billionaire, literally like on Friday, almost exactly conjunct Polaris, the North Star. Yeah. So the North Star is our guidance system, and Venus is the billionaire planet. So we're walking into a time where we have this incredible connection to this star and the planet of the billionaire. And the star is like the guidepost between us and our highest self. It's like a mediator. It's kind of like ET phone home, like where there's a place that we can go if we get lost. We can tune into this star. Okay. So this is super exciting. I hope that wherever you are today, you're starting to get in touch with your purpose. You're starting to get in touch with why you're here. You're starting to get excited and fired back up about whatever it is that you have in your life that you've been excited to do, but you've been maybe, we get distracted. We get taken off course. We forget. And it's so powerful when two or more come together in the name of what? It's love, really. What is our purpose really code for? It's really code for love. It's really code for fulfillment. It's really code for being happy, doing what we love. That's really what purpose is that when we align to it, that's when all of those wonderful things happen. Yeah. And so it's just super exciting to be here. It's super exciting to get into this vibration with you, to allow our lights to shine. Right? How often do we kind of like shut down or we go and hide? But what happens when all of us are shining our light? Right? One person shines their light, it becomes like a match and it lights someone's match, doesn't it? And then what happens is you can literally light the entire planet just from one light. Okay. And I see you all as being those lights. And so let's let our light shine. Okay. I love this quote. I absolutely love this quote. So Benjamin Franklin, right? Very, very famous man, inventor, philosopher, creative. He knew about astrology, right? Even he. And he says, courteous reader, astrology is one of the most ancient sciences held in high esteem of old by the wise and the great. Formerly, no prince would make war or peace. In short, nor any general fight in battle. In short, no important affair was undertaken without first consulting an astrologer. Okay. And that goes in a line with the quote from JP Morgan, millionaires don't use astrology, billionaires do. And so the great, the wise, those who have very important offices have always used the power and the guidance system of the stars for making decisions, for aligning their paths, to aligning their direction, for knowing where to go. And so that's why I call this the North Star astrology, because we're always trying to find that purpose. We're always trying to align to where it is that we're trying to go. Okay. And so this is one way that we can get here. If you've wondered, how do I get to where I want to go? This is one way, through this astrological chart. Okay. So I'm just going to share a little brief video from some former classes. Students who were new to sidereal astrology, students who were new to the 13 sign system, and some of the kind of aha moments that they had in the class that I found really striking. And actually, I've heard from a lot of other students who've come across this True the Stars sidereal astrology system, which is based on the actual stars and is accurate to the actual sky. So let's see what they had to say.
Well, I pulled my sidereal, just a free chart. I was just looking at it. It's completely different from my tropical. And I'm like, no wonder I didn't resonate with it. And it's like you're being forced into something that like, no, what? And I just been on this wheel of like, I gotta find out why am I feeling like this with my birth chart? Like, what's happening? And why is there so many different systems, and which one, not saying which one is the correct one for me? Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
And so sidereal just popped up. You came through to YouTube, and I said, "Oh, okay, let's do this."
I was thinking, like, if the moon has a 28-day cycle, how can it fit into 12 signs? It's impossible. Mathematically, it doesn't work. So when you were speaking of this, I was saying, oh, hallelujah.
It made a lot of sense when you start adding this, and that. It makes the whole. So we're just taking bits and pieces to make the whole.
Yes.
That's the trait in that particular house.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah. And I didn't mean to go so deep there, but that's what
That was deep, and that's exactly where I want to go and where I have been.
Unbelievable.
I'm
Something else. Thank you so much.
Yes. Yes,
Thank
you're welcome. Yeah. Oh, I get chills and goosebumps every time I work with someone. So thank you. I'm honored. Honored. Okay.
I had the same.
Right. Yeah. So cool. Okay.
Oh, thank you for confirming all that, because I'm doing it anyways. It's like you throw yourself, into the abyss. But I
You
just
have wings. You have
right.
you have wings like unicorn. Okay, like a Pegasus. You're just going to fly. You're going to
I just can't see it any other way, so I'm just gonna do it. Because
You
it's
have-
one,
yeah.
if I don't do it now, then no, I need to really do my passion. So
Yeah.
thank you very much. I'm very grateful. Thank you.
Well, that's incredible. As you're talking, I'm thinking about just my life and some experiences, and yeah, you're dead on. Definitely in a lot of aspects of it. That makes sense. That's why I said in our club that we're on, I feel home. I feel like part of the family, and I have that wanting to help people as much as I can and anything I can.
That's right.
That's just crazy. Yeah. Where were you 33 years ago?
Yeah, right? I know.
I think I know exactly what I'm going to get into.
Oh,
Forget
yeah.
everything else. We're going to do readings.
Yeah, you and BB could be my first married couple doing readings, huh? Yeah.
And we're going to make sure. How do you know he's the right one for you? Come,
That's
let
so
me read you a chart.
Bravo to everyone on the last 5-day challenge. And Odie, there you are supporting us. That was so awesome. And actually, Coach and BB are in my training, my masterclass right now, getting prepared to go out and share astrology with the world, which is awesome. He signed up. He was totally all about it, which is fantastic. And again, if you're someone who's like, yeah, I'd really love to do a training, I am thinking about launching one in the next month. So if that's you, please reach out. Let me know. We can figure out the details. But it's amazing how accurate this system is. And you may think, Lotus, you're amazing. You're incredible. How do you do it? I have a lot of help, actually, because I'm following a chart that's based on the actual stars at the moment you were born. So I'm reading a map. Right? And that's something anyone can do. Anyone can read a map, right? If you're sensitive, you're intuitive, you're smart, and you can look at that map and you can read what it means, you can also stun and amaze and surprise people because these maps are so accurate. Okay, so anyone can really do this work. I've been doing it a long time. I've been doing it like 20 years. And so I was kind of a young prodigy astrologer, right? Starting out really young. And so you can do this as well, right? If you have the right tools, if you have the right map, anyone can do this. It's not rocket science. It's pattern recognition is really what it is. And language, if you know the language of the stars, you can do this too. So what we're doing is the sidereal system because it is based on the current position of the stars, whereas tropical astrology is based on where the stars were 0 AD. And this is from the New York Post. I didn't make this up. I didn't write this. This is factual. They even say it here that tropical astrology is not even accurate to the stars. So that's quite a big shakeup, I think, for the astrology world when people start to learn this. So if you want to get on the leading wave of astrology, this is really where it's at. This is maybe my favorite all-time quote. This is from my dear friend who's a billionaire life coach. That's her title. And she said after one of the classes, if I had only learned this information 30 years ago, my whole life would have been different. Okay. And so this gets me out of bed every day when I think about, wow, who else could I have an impact on that they're literally going to wish they would have met me 30 years ago. And so big ups to you, Josette. I know you're doing amazing out there. You're so beautiful. And, a billionaire life coach, right? So millionaires don't use astrology, billionaires do. Thank you, JP Morgan. Right? So why do I keep talking about money and wealth and abundance and us and our billionaire planet Venus? Because right now, today, the sun, the planet of shining, our soul self, Mercury, the planet of communication, and Venus, the billionaire planet, are literally all hanging out. They're like having a party. Okay. So they're resonating, they're vibrating in coherence with each other right now. Right now. Okay. And so it's in Taurus. And Taurus, like I said, is like that fertile, lush river valley where the energy is just flowing. It's like the land of milk and honey and possibility and opportunity. And we're still at the beginning of the new moon cycle. So the moon is growing. It's a great time for building. Okay. So whatever intentions you set at the new moon, this is the time to be working on them, to putting in the time and the effort and taking the action steps, because at the full moon, June 23rd, that's where you're going to first start to see the fruition. Now, we're also in an even bigger cycle related to Venus, because Venus has 10-month cycles. Venus is absolutely beautiful. I didn't know this, but she has cycles similar to the moon. Hers are much bigger. Okay. And so what happens is that Venus shifts from being a morning star, where we see her in the early hours of the day, to an evening star. And she does this every year. And so when she is a day star, she's under the horizon. And so we don't really see much of her. Her energy is sort of buried. It's sort of underground. Okay. But when the sun and Venus aligned, and we had the sun Cassini Venus, which was last week, right? The sun alignment to Venus. What happened is that she shifted from being underground to being above the horizon. And so not only is Venus and the sun and Mercury together, but now Venus is rising. The divine feminine energy is rising. It's being external. It's being outward. And so one of the ways this can be affecting us is that the divine feminine within us, whether we're men or women, is feeling a call to express. In men, this might show up as just greater sensitivity, greater appreciation of beauty, a greater desire to experience pleasure in life, like a greater desire to meet a woman, even, right? To meet a partner, like, oh, I'm so excited about women all of a sudden, right? I'm so excited to find a mate. And for women, this could be showing up as the divine goddess being valued and appreciated, and sort of being asked to come forwards more, to go out there more, to shine her light more. So if you are someone who goes out into the world more, this might be something that you're excited about. This might be like, I am just feeling like I feel called to go out there. I feel called to share my work, to express myself, because the other thing is that Taurus rules the throat. It rules the throat. Okay. So if we have the sun, which rules the heart, and we have Mercury, which rules the arms, which is communication through writing and teaching and speaking, and it rules the throat, then this whole area of our body, from our hearts to our shoulders to our throat and our mouth, is being super activated right now. It might be a good time to find crystals that resonate with the heart chakra or the throat chakra. It might be a good time to write. It might be a great time to speak. It's a great time to present. That's one reason I'm out here, is that, oh my God, this is such a good time for women, entrepreneurs, business owners, creators, speakers, singers, to get out here and really share what's coming up for you, really express yourself. Okay. So one of the things I want to look at is where you have this marvelous lineup of the sun, Mercury, and Venus in Taurus. Okay. And we're going to build up to a really beautiful meditation on Friday with the North Star. Bless you. There we go. Alignment's already starting to happen. We're going to work with aligning Venus, the billionaire planet, with the North Star because they're like that on Friday, which is Venus Day. And I was like, oh my God, this is so awesome. This is so great. We've got to come together. So if you're out watching and you're like, I really want to be there for that, leave a comment below. We'll happily get you the link. And if you want to be here live, we'll be here Thursday and Friday, the next 2 days. So you can just leave a link in the comments. And we'll get you a link so you can jump on live and we can look at your chart too. So isn't this exciting energy? I mean, it's beautiful energy. I mean, these pictures, right? That Venusian beauty and love and grace and the divine feminine energies of the heart, love, right? It's beautiful energy. And there is literally nothing more powerful than love. There isn't. It's the most powerful energy on the planet. And so when we can relax into that love and into that heart, we're going to have so much more ease moving forwards with this energy. So I just wanted to point this out and share it with you as we get started going into where we have our billionaire planet and our charts where we have the sun. I'm so excited for today. So I wanted to show you today's chart to kind of illustrate the interesting energy we have going on today. Oh, Andoni says that his phone heated up when you talked about divine feminine rising. Yeah, Andoni, that's right. That's right. Yeah, it is. It's hot. It is powerful, right? It's very, very powerful. Yeah. And not only that, but we have the sun, right? Right next to Venus. It's like 31, about 3 degrees away from the sun. So there could also be a chance that Venus energy is getting kind of hot. It's like it's a little bit heated when it comes to the divine feminine energy right now. Okay. I just want to point out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 things in Taurus. Okay. So we have a second day of just so much earth elements, so much of us sort of being called to get grounded. There might be a slowness. People might be moving slower than you want them to. I really noticed that out driving. It was like people were slow, like they just were driving very slow, but then they'd be super erratic and crazy. And I was like, whoa, what is happening? And so we have Mars in Aries. So we have Mars, the planet of action, in fire, but we have 10 things in Taurus, which is earth. And so what could that be? That's like you trying to gas it, but your foot is on the brake. Or you're trying to gas it, but you're stuck in mud. Okay, so there's just really like as hard as Mars and Aries is trying right now, as hard as it's trying to freaking, people want to go fast right now because Mars is in Aries. Our bodies want to move fast. But there are 10 other planets in Earth. And we also have Pluto at 1 degrees of Capricorn, which is Earth down here. And Mars in Aries is exactly square Pluto, and it's retrograde. That's challenging. That if you like, please be very careful driving right now. That was like the message I got was like, please be very careful, everyone, because people are a bit erratic. Their desire to act, the action energy, is in a square relationship to Pluto, which is depth and intensity, everything that is buried in the subconscious. And oh gosh, I don't want to say this, but basically what's happening, is everyone's subconscious stuff that they haven't dealt with, their unresolved emotional pain. That's what Pluto can represent, those emotions they haven't wanted to talk about. Mars squaring it is activating it. So it's bringing it up. And at the same time, it's wanting to act. But how do you act if you have unresolved emotional stuff coming up? You usually need to go take a time out and like sit down and like cry or like get a hug or go through papers and clear out old lockers and clear your basements. It's not a forward moving energy. It's a backward moving energy. So we have one of the biggest, most intense planets, the planet of death, Pluto, moving retrograde, which is back, which means the past. And then we have our most forward action-oriented planet, Aries, wanting to charge forward. And they're in a square to each other. They're not simpatico. They're like, Aries, like, I want to go. Pluto is like, but there's all this deep underworld stuff that you need to look at. And so people are being like called to go inward at the same time they're being called to go charging forward. And so what that's creating is really weird driving. Really weird driving. That's one of the best places to observe astrological aspects, is actually how people are driving. Like, it becomes very apparent what's happening by how they're driving. Okay. Added to that, we have the sun moon midpoint today, opposite Pluto. Opposite Pluto. And so the sun moon midpoint is the most powerful point almost in the chart between the sun and the moon. And so at a core level, the core of the energy of today is in polarity or magnetism to Pluto, which is the great revealer. It's the secret revealer. So at a deep core emotional level, Pluto is banging on your door saying, hey, what about this and this? And you're like, and Mars is squaring both of them, saying, let's go act. So it's a little bit like being half cocked, right? Like, you're ready to go, but then, you know, those moments where you're ready to go out the door, you have everything, and then you realize you forgot the most important thing, you have to run back inside. That's kind of the energy of today. And so if you're like, oh, what's going on? Give this about a week. Give this about 2 weeks for Mars to move past this point. Day started on fire, then I needed a nap. Exactly. So there's like a lot of stop and goes with this energy. There's a lot of like charge forward, and then you need to address what got brought up. Okay. But if you give this 2 weeks, Mars will be away from Pluto, will be away from that sort of intense activation, and it will calm down. It won't be quite as tense. It'll be more just forward motion. And then the intense work you can do until September. It's going to be till September that Pluto's retrograde, but they're not going to be like in a relationship. So it's kind of like what we have is like, imagine Pluto. He's like the guy who shows up at the bar. He's got black hair. He's got like gothic clothing on. And he's like, let's go talk about your past lives. And you're like, whoa, man, like, I just met you. Like, I don't even know if I believe in past lives. Like, I don't know where you're getting about all this. And then in comes Mars, and he's like, let's go out in our Jeeps and rally in the mud with our flags and just charge ahead, right? And so you're just like, huh? Like, you're trying to incorporate those two energies. So what I would advise is what Odie said. She's like, my day started fire, and then I had to take a nap. I would say, think about what excites you, take action on it, then take a nap. Think about what excites you, take action on it, then take a nap. Like, allow yourself to not feel like you just have to be one way right now, because both parts of you are being activated. And so you got to respect that, right? We also have, and it's always like this, a really beautiful aspect between Regulus, the heart of the sun, and the moon today. And so there's this energy of us emotionally lining up to the heart of Leo, which is a fixed star, and it's a royal star. And so what that means is lining up to our royalty, lining up to our divinity, lining up to where we feel very sacred. And it's in the 11th house. And so that means that we may feel the call to shine on social media. We may feel the call to kind of be sharing more about who we are. We might want to be very light and very bright. Okay. So powerful, beautiful energy. I just wanted to dial this in a little bit, and we're still rocking Chiron in Pisces and the destiny point in Pisces, all this water. And it's near Cetus, which is the sea monster, which is like the deep unconscious. Okay. So there's a lot coming up right now. And the best way to handle it is to just be slow and steady, because all this Taurus, Mars is going to charge ahead. We're going to feel that fire energy. We're going to want to take action. It's going to be there, but Taurus energy is also strong. So we're also needing to slow down, eat delicious food, enjoy nature, buy beautiful clothes and jewelry, and sing, plant seeds and sing songs, right? So really focus on beauty, focus on wealth, focus on building what it is you want to create in your lives. And this energy will shift and get easier in the next couple of weeks. And I hope this was helpful. I just wanted to kind of give you a pulse check of what is going on right now, in case you were wondering about the energy today, because it's fairly interesting, right? I mean, that's a lot of earth, a decent amount of water, decent amount of fire, actually, with that Leo energy today. So there's quite a few elements. Sometimes, like, we just had a lot of just all earth the last couple weeks, and now we're suddenly having more fire and more water. So there's a little bit more sizzle, a little bit more sizzle. Okay. Any questions here? Comments or shares? Alrighty. So we're going to keep moving here. So the first step today is that we're going to dial into each of your sun signs. What is your sun sign? What does that mean? How does that allow you to shine the brightest, right? How does that align you to your purpose? How does my sun sign have anything to do with my purpose? What does that mean? Right? So your purpose in life is to find your purpose, number one, and give your whole heart and soul to it. Buddha. I hear he was a pretty wise being. You might want to listen to him. So, how do we find our purpose? And that's something that I have been on the edge of my seat for my entire life, working on clarifying this and illuminating what is our purpose. How do we find it in an astrology chart? You know, because people come to me all the time, Lotus, what is my purpose? And so I have crafted several key areas to look at to find this. The first was yesterday was your destiny point. What is your destiny point? What's your biggest lesson, right? By the way, has anyone had any major cognitions come through after last night, after hearing about their destiny point? Did anyone have just like a moment of like, oh my gosh, anyone want to share?
Yes, so many. Yes, lots. Yesterday was phenomenal, Lotus. And yeah, I did rewatch our whole call, and I did take some notes, and just out of the top of my head, well, first of all, I always thought I was a Capricorn, and now it turns out I was a Sagittarius, and it does make sense. And so the specifically when you mentioned about the renouncing any past vows, that really clicked, and I took action. You should have seen me this morning, just like, I renounce to every to every vow, and all of that stuff. And yes, I after the call, I just went on my phone and boom, boom, like Facebook, and like just the right things appearing, and then I just taking action on them, like back to back. And then this morning I had a call. I remember you told me yesterday about like maybe go do some work, maybe do some service to someone, or with someone, and like partnership. And then I was just taking action on that yesterday, and today I went on a call with someone just offering me a like work over there in by nature, and just a super nice cool job, and just like everything just aligning super well, like different than anything else. And because I have been in many, like self-development like calls and clearing up, and it's just been since the like the calls with you and Michael, and then after that I've just been like tapping by myself, and then this specifically yesterday was just the something like boom, like the definite moment of also there were two things exercise wise, which was the releasing the vows, and then the one we did with the gate of light, and then just money coming in and clearing it. Those two were just I instantly, when you mentioned them, I instantly knew that those were big, and then I felt it, and then lots of things, like it's just been less than a day, but there have been lots of things going on.
Yay, that is so awesome, Anthony. I'm so stoked. I'm so stoked for you. Like, I can feel your energy. It's making me kind of high actually, because you feel like you're just so stoked. It's awesome, which is what I'm here for, which is to align you to your purpose so that you feel that stoked, right? That is the idea. We have those cognitions by aligning to what our true nature is, right? So cool. So cool. And then the north, the destiny point is probably one of the most powerful points. And so and I see it's all happening for you now. It's all happening, I'm hearing. And so what we're doing today is we're going to tap now into the sun, which is great because your sun sign changed. So this will be really interesting for you. Doc, thank you so much for sharing. I'm so glad you're here. This is so awesome. Yeah, this is so great. This is so great. Dr. Walker, you piped in the chat. You said some things changed since yesterday. Would you like to share with us?
Yes, I was, thank you. And I'm so happy for our gentleman who's doing so well. Congratulations. Yeah, what I found was I had a moment like April, right after our call, and we did the clearing and the light. I got a text message from the cryptocurrency deal that I had started in July trying to get back. It was an investment I made in 2017. And he actually told me that they were processing the transfer. And then when I woke up this morning, I was, going throughout my day, and then I checked my phone, and I was determined to work and stay consistent with my health and things like that. And I checked my phone, and they said the transfer is complete. And we have been battling over this since July. And I was thinking that it was going to be 87K. And when I looked into the wallet, it was 248K. And yeah, and I was like, when you were doing our ritual in healing with the light and cleaning, money and things like that, that crypto was in a lot of difficulty. Like lines were being broken into, people were hacking into the lines where we couldn't get it. That company had to leave the United States because SEC said that they were securities. I mean, those funds went through so much trouble. So I just really believe that our clearing last night, and then all of us being together and doing the clearing together, somehow I feel like it just makes us stronger. And so that arrived today. And then I got some other calls. But it's amazing what you said about all the earthiness today. I also stood up for myself and actually told the very men that were taking care of the crypto, they started telling me what to do. And cryptocurrency is not an industry that a lot of women are in. And I find that sometimes men will deal with you like they deal with the women that are in their lives, as opposed to dealing with you in the profession. So I stood up to them today and I said, no one is going to tell me what to do. It took you all from July until now, and I'm going to decide how I'm going to move forward. You're not going to zoom me on to the next thing. And no, thank you and goodbye. And I'm so proud of that I found that strength, and it was goodbye. I didn't rethink it. I didn't hee-haw over it. So that's one of my aha moments from last night. And my big note was that I journaled, I am what I'm coming from, and I'm going into me. So that destiny point, the South Node, the North Node, I could really see that movement. And I think today is a testament of that. And I showed up and didn't, shriek and say, oh, okay, because they're doing the work. It's like, no, I'm just as capable as you guys are. So I don't need to be told. But thank you for doing your part. So that's my tidbit.
Yeah, Dr. Walker. Woo! Way to go, sister.
Thank you.
We are celebrating with you. There are so many wins today. I'm just, wow. The power of the collective, the power of the mastermind, the power of us coming together. It is the most powerful thing. It really is. We don't honor it enough, but it's time to. It's time to start coming together more with shared intentions, shared vision. And then look what happens. It's just absolutely phenomenal. It's beautiful. I'm celebrating you all 100%. And I wonder how it's going to get even better today if that were possible. So it has to be. So anyone else have any shares? I know that's kind of hard to beat, Dr. Walker. I mean, holy cow. Talk about a win. Woo!
Thank you.
But please, if anyone has anything they'd like to share, go ahead from yesterday.
Just congrats to everyone. April, to your mom, Dr. Juicer Walker, congrats. That's a win. And Anthony, that was huge job. Congrats. We just had a discussion with a deal like of 1 hour, I guess. And just to make it short, we're inspired. You inspired us, and the energy of the group is so powerful. After the session, I was like, okay, just like let's go to sleep first, okay? that was great. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're so welcome. You're all so beautiful. I was so happy last night, just all night. So glad we're all doing this together. And I'm so excited to get into the sun sign and to give you my take on it, but not only to give you the sun sign, but to combine it with Venus and to combine it with, being told that Venus is the billionaire planet. Oh, wow. And then people saying, well, why is it the billionaire planet? And well, if you think about the divine feminine capacity to give birth, and I asked my partner this, I was like, so what do you think is more valuable, the power to create life and give birth, or money? And he was just like, giving birth. And I was like, that's right, because we wouldn't even exist if we didn't have birth. And who is, the feminine energy is what gives birth, that holds the baby for 9 months and then gives birth. And so there's a very strong connection between feminine energy and money. I don't know if you knew this or not, but it is literally our relationships to women that then affect our money capacity. Yeah, so if we have challenges with women in our lives, or if we have challenges with our feminine energy, that can also be influencing our money flows. And that was new information to me as well. And I went, oh boy, I got some work to do, right? And if you're on this planet, chances are you probably have some work to do too. So maybe we'll get to do some work on that today, right? But I feel like there's a big connection between shining who we are, sun, and then being able to have value in money and wealth, right? How can we shine our light if we don't have money to pay for our security and our bills, etc.? So I feel like those two are very intrinsically linked. And so I thought, why don't we put them together in this class? And I was like, oh, I never thought of that before. So I'm really excited to test this out and see what amazing insights we can get. So today, how we shine in our billionaire planet. What is our soul essence? What is our sun sign? What is your billionaire planet? Where is Venus? Okay, and so we're just going to kind of briefly go over what the sun energy is, and then what the Venus energy is, and then we're going to jump in and we're going to look at your charts. And we might do charts in between too, we'll see. So sun signs, what are they? What is the sun all about? I mean, it's like, how do we even talk about that? It seems so obvious, right? Well, it's this big light in the sky, right? It's the brightest light on the planet. It's how we shine. That's why people are always like, what's your sun sign? It's the probably most common question on the face of the planet when it comes to astrology. And if you follow the type of astrology I share, the answer that you give is going to be different than about 90% of people on the planet. So I will leave a bonus tonight in the group that gives the rough idea of the dates for each sun sign. find that to be pretty helpful. With this system, it's a little bit more flexible, as in the dates can sometimes change a little bit because the constellations are uneven sizes. So it's interesting, but we're working on it. And so what is the sun sign? It is the way light is originated in our being. It's our basic character. It's how we see ourselves. You might call this your self-concept, your self-image, okay? Our sense of identity within the whole, our truth of who we really are, how we give our energy, how we heal, how we manifest, our self-esteem and our self-importance. What do we think about ourselves? What is our self-image, right? So like a Taurus sun sign, they might see themselves as being grounded and secure and safe, right? A Leo sun sign might be like, I'm very royal and regal and I'm strong and I shine. Aries sun sign, I like to take action. And it's kind of at our core, right? The sun kind of represents this sort of core frequency of how we express ourselves. Okay. It is also our light. And these are two of my absolute favorite quotes about solar energy. And that is from Hafez. I wish I could show you when you are lonely or in darkness, the astonishing light of your own being. And so when we are off track or in the darkness, it often means that we're acting in a way that is not in alignment with our soul sun sign. Yeah, our sun sign is like, it's like who we are. And so if we're acting opposite than that, sometimes we go into depression. So if we're someone who is a Leo and loves to perform and be on stage and be seen, and we haven't performed in 10 years, that might be why we're depressed. If we're a Taurus and we're not out there singing or making money or gardening, we might get depressed. So it basically represents our basic way of expressing ourselves. And if we don't do it, we lose energy. And so it's very valuable to know what our sun sign is so that we can be sure that we're always including some of the things that that sun sign needs in our lives. Because without it, it's like a plant without the sun. We wither up, we dry out, we get depressed and brittle, and we might start cracking. We need the sunlight, we need the light, we need to do what makes us feel light. Okay. And this other beautiful quote. Let your heart's light guide you to my house. Let your heart's light show you that we are one. And so the sun doing the things and activities and hang out with the right people that bring out our sun sign energy is one of the ways that we get into our heart space. And then we are able to get to creator. Then we're able to get to oneness. Okay. And so how do we get to our purpose? We have to follow the light back to the source. And so the sun is how we most easily align to the source. For instance, my sun is in Aries. And I've found that if I am facilitating and leading groups and events and things, I'm so happy. I'm fulfilled. I'm just gloriously uplifted. If I do not lead in some way in my life, I get depressed. I get miserable. And so since it's in the 7th house, who do I lead? I lead others. I don't just lead myself. If I was just sun in the 1st house, I'd go out there and play soccer or rugby and I'd just be, like playing sports or something. But because I'm here to lead people, I've found that I can use astrology to lead us together because the best leaders bring everyone with them, right? The best leader gets everyone on board and we're all going there together and it's super fun. And that's the idea, right? So whatever your sun sign is, it's how you shine. It's just, you're just naturally gifted at it. It's like when you're doing that thing, it's almost like you turn into a glowworm. It's like, bing, you just light up and you're like, I don't know what happened. I'm just so happy. I'm just so fulfilled. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. That's your sun sign. Okay. And so if you want to follow your purpose, that's kind of important, right? It's kind of important that we figure out what that means for each of you. And so the sun represents our core energy. It's our self as well as what we do. It's the theme of our incarnation. Interesting. Interesting. And I just love this picture of the sun over the pyramids, right? And I know all of you will relate to the pyramids, right? The ancient storehouses of information. That's what I think of. I see them as like ancient libraries of energy and frequency, and that we all have access to them. Perhaps we all are familiar with the technology that built them on some level. And so we're always like, our past, right? It's buried in plain sight, so to speak. So the sun in astrology, okay, it stays in that sign for, well, in this system, not always 1 month. Sometimes it's 18 days, right? The metal is gold associated with the sun. It's a vital, leading, generous, artistic energy. It tends to be, they say, masculine. Ruby red, the number is 1, right? So if you have a 1, if you follow numerology, the sun relates to the number 1 in the astrological chart. So 1 people are very big. They shine very brightly, right? Yeah, they're number 1. There's a reason for that, right? It rules, the part of the body it rules is the heart, the arteries, and the spine and the spinal cord. Okay, so it's very important. It's very important to how tall we sit, right? You think about the spine and our posture, and the sun also ruling the heart. So when we're aligning to our purpose, we tend to be more confident. We tend to be taller. We tend to shine brighter. And that's the sun. It's us expressing our soul essence clearly to the world. Okay. It's rules Leo, the sign Leo. It's exalted in Aries, and it's in its detriment in Aquarius, and its fall in Libra. So what does that mean? It just means that harmoniously, right? It rules Leo. It's naturally that those 2 energies fit together. Aries also goes well with the energy of the sun because it's this expansive, bright energy. Whereas in Aquarius is kind of the opposite of the heart, right? The sun is all about the heart. It's all about shining from our hearts. Aquarius is all about the mind. It's all about logic. It's rational. It's scientific. And so those 2 energies are, yeah, it's all about the mind. It's very different. And then Libra is the direct opposite to Aries. Libra is all about partnership, whereas the sun is number 1, right? The sun doesn't have anything other than itself. So Libra is a bit of a challenge for the sun when it's in Libra, okay? However, you just have to find balance. And that's the issue with Libra anyways, is Libra is always looking to find balance, right? So it's very interesting. Something we could go into much greater depth about. I don't know how I feel about calling anything being in its fall, but I think what it's trying to say is it's challenging. It's just more challenging. That's all. It just means Libra's focus is on everyone. It's on you and it's on me. It's related to Venus energy, whereas the sun is self-centered. I am the center of the universe and I shine so bright, right? So it's a very different energetic. And so that's where Sun and Libra people have to really work on balancing their need to express who they are with their need for partnership, and how that can be a bit challenging at times for them, right? So some keywords for the sun are leadership, popularity, fame. So musicians, performers, military, government, people who have a big presence, that's sun energy. Healthy, respectful, father, principal, light, royalty, majestic. And I just thought this is so interesting to be going over this when we have Father's Day on Sunday. And the day of the week that Sunday rules, or that the sun rules, is Sunday. So I'm already starting to feel that the masculine energy is very high right now, at the same time that the Venus energy is very strong. So we have very strong Venus energy and very strong Mars energy. And so it's a very fertile time, and people might be feeling extra saucy and sassy and kind of a lot of like love in the air kind of energy, because there's so much Venus energy and so much Mars energy. And so they're very attractive. It's a very attractive time for the opposite sex to each other. So just notice, oh yeah, people, there's a little bit of like magnetic fairy dust romance in the air right now, because Venus is rules Taurus, and Venus is in Taurus, and Mars is rules Aries, and Mars is in Aries. So very strong masculine and then very strong Venus energy right now. Anyways, side note. So if there was one thing I would say to you or encourage you all to do, it is to shine bright. And so how are we going to do that? It's to help plug you into how you shine bright. What is your unique pattern? What's the way that you shine, right? To get you to your purpose. Okay. So let's just go ahead and jump in to charts, and go ahead, and whoever wants to go first, raise your hand and I will call on you. And then Andoni's like, ready? Yes, please, me. Fantastic.
I'd love to, and if anyone wants to go first, please be my guest. I'm sure everyone would love to go.
What a gentleman. Thank you, Andoni. I think yes, if someone else is like, I need to go first now, that's fine too. But I think we're all good. I think we're all pretty relaxed at this point. So here we go. Gentlemen first. Oh, okay. Yes, we'll be very generous today. I think, yeah, you get some special rights being here in this lovely group. So here we go. We're going to hone in on your sun sign. And wow, I mean, this is amazing. You have both the sun and Venus in Sagittarius. So you have your billionaire planet, you have Mercury, and you have the sun, which is what our lineup is right now. Remember, it was the sun, Venus, and Mercury all in Taurus. Well, you have the sun in Sagittarius with Venus and Mercury. So what does this mean? How do we start to define when we come to someone's chart, right? And we find that a planet, where do we start? Well, I like to start with, well, first, what is the energy of the sun, right? It's to shine. It's to express. It's to be big. It's to be bold. It's to be bright. Okay. So the sun represents where you are big and bold and bright. And then we look at the sign and we say, well, what way are you big and bold and bright? How do you most express that brilliance? And because it's in Sagittarius, that would be traveling, like not just any type of traveling, far foreign travel, anywhere that you need a passport, anywhere you need to kind of expand your consciousness to go to. Because that's what happens when we leave home, we go to another land, instantly all this new information and language and people and places and smells and tastes, and just this whole world erupts around us. And so here you have the sun in the sign of that expansion of consciousness. So that speaks to you being very, very good with lots of ethnic groups. So you're very ethnically open, and you probably love the sights, sounds, and stimulus of other places. It just feeds you. And when you're in those environments, you're just happy and you just shine and you just expand, and you want to share and you want to express and you want to keep moving. It's hard for Sagittarius to stop. Sagittarius loves to keep moving. It's the centaur. So you're galloping. You're galloping. You're always galloping towards the next thing. The thing that's hard for the sun is to stop. Or for Sagittarius is to stop. So you might want to consider becoming a bit of a gypsy.
Oh, okay, I'm in.
Yeah. There, see that laugh and that smile? That's
Yes.
that we're acknowledging something that's within you that you've always felt.
Yes.
That's what it means. So in the 11th, so now we want to go deeper. So now that we've expressed the energy of the sun through the sign, Now we want to go into, well, what does it mean to be in the house that it's in? In this case, let's see, what house is it in? So there's the first, there's the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th. So it's in the 11th. And you have, see here, 12. Yeah, you have a very large 11th house, very expanded. So what is the 11th house? So if we were to go through the houses of the chart, I would describe the first house as your house alone. It's your house. It's your identity. The second house might be like a bank because it's all about creating value and worth. It's like the place we store our wealth, the second house. It's money house. Third house, I always see as like a preschool where we're learning and teaching, and like there's lots of books and there's lots of communication between us and other people. And the fourth house is our family home, the whole family. Okay. The seventh house would be like the church where we go to get married. It'd have the altar, it would have the laws, it would have the books of commitment. You know, it's very formal in a sense, and relationships. So marriage and partnership, that's the seventh house. 10th house would be like a big business, right? It's like our success out in the world. And then the 11th house I always see as a huge concert hall, like Woodstock, like just people everywhere, like every type of person. It's the whole earth in the 11th house. It's the house of the entire community of the earth. It's the house of friendship across the world. It's the house of everyone. Okay. And so you have such an expansive nature, right? Because not only do you have the sun in Sagittarius, but you have it in the 11th house, which is the world, right? So Sagittarius is already very world friendly, right? It always loves to go to other places and charge forwards and adventure. But it's in the house of this whole world, right? So that means being part of communities. That means being part of places where there's lots of groups. It's not just like being a loner, right? It's like getting involved with big communities. And so that's why I was seeing you getting, some type of certification or just working in retreat centers, because that's one way, or in organizations where you can be a little bit independent, because the other thing Sagittarius loves is freedom. It's all about freedom for you. So you need to feel free. You need to feel like you can move. You do not want to be hedged in. You need to be in movement. You need to be moving. And grounded though, because you have Taurus in the 4th house. And so you need nature and you need that connection to the earth. But your heart and your soul wants to be free. And it also wants to be in community with lots of other people. It wants to be galloping across the planet, totally free. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to look at the ruler of your sun. So the ruler of the sign, which Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. Okay, so we're going to look, well, where's your Jupiter? Well, it's also in Sagittarius. Double whammy. That amplifies everything I just said, because Jupiter is the biggest planet. It's the biggest planet. It expands everything it touches. And it's literally conjunct your sun. It's literally 4 degrees away from your sun. So that means Jupiter is a teacher energy. Jupiter is the teacher. So you might be a great teacher. You might be a great teacher of some type of wisdom. It could be religion. It could be spirituality. It could be something related to consciousness. I don't advise this to everyone, because not everyone has Jupiter with the sun in Sagittarius, but it's like you love higher learning and you're here to potentially teach higher learning to others, because Jupiter is the master teacher. It's, the centaur. Sagittarius was a great centaur, and the centaurs were the greatest teachers. That's where they would send all of the Greek heroes and heroines to be trained, is to the centaurs. And they were the scholars. They were the ones who knew about astrology, and they knew about plant medicine, and they knew about fighting and fencing and all of the skills. Nice amethyst you got there, Odie. Yeah, she's like, check this out. Yeah, it's like opening my third eye chakra, just watching it. We got some violet flame energy coming for us. That's fantastic. So charging my phone. Yeah, charge your phone on that amethyst. Fantastic. Fantastic. Yes. I respect that. So anything where you can travel, you can learn something. I would say, you know, what is it you want to learn that you would want to teach one day? And maybe focus on building, you know, a work where you can make money now, and then grow your knowledge, because Sagittarius is always building their knowledge. It never stops. You are the eternal student. You're always going to be studying. You're always going to be learning. You're always going to be expanding your mind, especially with Jupiter there. So don't think it's ever going to stop. Like, you're not ever going to reach a point of I've learned enough. Like, you're always going to be learning. And that's true for all of us, but for Jupiter with the sun in Sagittarius, you're always learning. And you also have Neptune exactly conjunct Jupiter. So this could be very powerful spiritual knowledge, spiritual wisdom. This might not just be philosophy. This could be like very much spiritual wisdom, you know, being some type of a speaker, right, for spiritual knowledge to come through you. Perhaps as a yoga teacher or a guide, and so guiding people through the metaphysical information, that might be very, very powerful for you. And this is the sun, which means it's your soul essence, which means you don't come into life with great ease expressing your sun. You have to build on it. You have to work with it. You have to keep evolving, because we really come in with our moon energy. And that's how we tend to express ourselves for the first half of our lives, because moon is our attachment, it's our emotion, it's where we're raised and the style of conditioning we're grown up with. But the sun is what we're aiming for. Just kind of like the destiny point is what we're aiming for. The sun is the energy we're also aiming for. And so I would read up on sun in Sagittarius in the 11th house. And I feel like you're just gonna feel like a aha after aha after aha, just like continuous, like affirmation of who you are, that you were like, wow, that explains why I'm so freedom loving and why I haven't ever fit into any boxes, because I'm not designed to fit into them. I am designed to be a free thinker. I'm designed to help lead people to liberation, to lead them through truth. For you, it's all about truth. It's all about truth. It's all about freedom. And it's all about expanding the mind and traveling, whether in your mind or in your body, to the highest realms. So, you know, going to spiritual places like Tibet, going to China, going to, you know, churches and places where beautiful things have happened. And maybe being there with others and just tapping in to that energy might be something you do. You're going to work in groups and you're going to travel the world and you're going to learn. You're a bit of a mystic, right? You're a bit of a spiritual guide or a shaman in a way. The Sagittarius energy, it's like you light a spark in people. And with your midheaven and Ophiuchus, you carry a lot of very deep knowledge, secret knowledge inside of you, sacred knowledge, right? And so really listen to, you know, the guru in your life. Really follow, because you're really here to become one yourself, right? And so you have a lot to learn, right? You're just starting out. You're still young. You're still learning. and you're going to be learning your whole life, but you have this big mission, 11th house Sagittarius teacher, to teach people mind expansion. So you must first expand your own mind. You must first travel the world. And one way you can do that is through, potentially learning massage or teaching yoga. But it's a really good way for you to ground what you're here to do and to shine as, because spiritual knowledge and shooting for the stars, right? And being a great teacher, you still have to pay bills, right? Like you still have to. But then we look at the fact that you have Venus in Sagittarius, which is also where you have the greatest capacity to make the most money.
Okay.
So that's kind of a win for you. Most people don't have Venus in Sagittarius. So Venus in Sagittarius in your 10th house of career, that could mean finding work where you're traveling and making a lot of money traveling, which is kind of cool. And it's conjunct Mercury, which is communication. So you might be speaking and communicating. It might even be with a woman because Venus is the divine feminine. So maybe you'll meet a woman partner that you will do a career with and travel the world and make a ton of money with them. Because you have a lot of energy in the partnership house as well as your destiny point. So that could be something that you do. Right? How is all this landing?
Okay. So I feel like that like it's some relatively new stuff, but I feel like inside I knew and resonates, and then I'm just thinking of like a lot. It's resonating beautifully in the way of, for example, I did a little bit of notes, the gypsy aspect. Right now everything I'm building is like, this concept of van life. So this is my like my current chief aim. I'm just like super excited about all of this and just traveling and doing like from where I am, Tijuana, Vancouver, back and forth, and then in the whole West Coast, just visiting yoga centers, yoga studios, and networking with people there. And then in Vancouver or BC, building like a nice retreat place. And then you mentioned like making a lot of money traveling, and I remember that one of the best feelings that I've gotten of like making money and traveling is this character of Star Wars where he is the Mandalorian, and they're like bounty hunters, and I love the idea of like going in a spaceship, traveling, and then you get like boop, oh, a notification. Do you want to take this job or not? And then like, this is how much it pays. Yeah, I'll take it. Boom. And this kind of feeling, also like pirate, like all of this. And I'm curious about something, because since I'm a little kid, I've loved playing music, and for a lot of time I have been playing music, guitar, drums, and producing and stuff. And then for so long, when I started discovering like, oh, you can do everything you want, and I said, yeah, well, I'm just gonna do music. And then I just using my gut feeling and my intuitive and my intuition and following the heart and everything, it just kind of like led up into me building this other thing, which is more like what I just mentioned, right? Like yoga and massage and doing money here first, because I did feel like at some point I stopped and said, wait, like I'm gonna be posting music, and but I want to really be sure that I'm sharing something valuable. Like I want to share my music from a good place and like helpful place. So I said I'm gonna first, and it really resonated when you mentioned like first you're still learning, you're still young, like and it just, I find it fits very perfectly how I'm doing yoga, networking, and obviously like making money, because like to sustain, to travel, and all of that. And I have this vision of on the sort of a longer term, where I do a world tour or something around the world in just the most powerful, energetic places. Like I'm playing in the pyramids. I'm playing in this place, like just like one tour, and that's where that's like the world, the tour. So
Oh my gosh, that's exactly what I saw.
mm,
That's amazing. You're aligned. Your vision was aligned and your chart is showing it. I mean, you have your midheaven and Ophiuchus, which is the ancient mysteries, the sacred mysteries. So, and Mercury communication, Venus rules the throat, making money, expressing, communicating, Sun in the 11th house, large groups, Sagittarius, far foreign places. You are totally aligned. You're totally aligned. And how does that feel to hear that?
it feels amazing. Honestly, it feels super good. I just feel clear, like energy's flowing, and yeah, I'm very thankful right now.
You even have your billionaire planet there. I mean, that's like a shoe-in. That's a total shoe-in because that means that the soul purpose and the money are together. And that's a big dream. I mean, who would that's friggin' awesome. So whatever you're being guided to do, you can trust it because your soul purpose and the money flow, they're right near each other. Right? That's amazing. Like this is phenomenal. And then the ruling planet of both of them is Jupiter, which is the millionaire planet. And so they're all lined up.
Mm.
So many planets in Sagittarius. So the traveling, the freedom, you're here to do that. Sometimes I see people's chart and they're not here to do that in the chart. And so if they tried to do your vision, it wouldn't work the same for them. But because you're so lined up with what the chart says, it's probably going to be pretty simple. And I could hear everyone, like I could hear the collective unconscious being like, we want to hear your music, Andoni. That's what I heard. They're like, play your music. I was hearing that. I was like, play your music. You have Mercury, which is expression. You have Venus, which is the throat, in your 10th house. Play that music. Like you will make money. Okay, you will make money. Not everyone can make money with music, but you have the throat, the Venus, the planet of Venus, the billionaire planet with your Mercury. It's pretty phenomenal. He can do healing frequency at sacred places. Exactly. Maybe Odile will come join you. Maybe we'll all come join you. I think this is a big vision. I think this is a big vision a lot of people are having to do this work because it is real and it is powerful. I've had this vision for years. So I think it's in the collective field. We're wanting to go and bless the earth. Feel her. Transmute the energies, shift the frequencies, bring in the energy mechanics, the energy codes that each of us hold as divine channels and conduits of light. That's why we're here. So for you to want to do that, all I can say is like big thumbs up. You're totally aligned. You're on the right track. You're doing what you're supposed to be doing. You're not just living a pipe dream. You're not just in your imagination. Like you are literally being guided. Literally. I mean, it's just like, just make sure to include other people in your vision more. And that's when the success will come because that's the destiny point. And that could be maybe the missing piece is maybe you've been trying to do this all on your own. And you need to kind of include more people in your vision to amplify it and to strengthen it. Yeah, and align to that lesson you're learning, which is teamwork and partnership. Yeah, reach out. Yeah, I think some people on this call are interested. You might want to reach out. I feel people being excited about your vision here. Yeah.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Awesome.
Woo! All right, give Antonia a round of applause. That's amazing. Talk about exciting energy. Woo! Yeah. All right. All right. Fantastic. Okay. So what beautiful friend would like to go next? Go ahead. Go. Yes. Odie. Yes. Odili. It's such an interesting name. Do you know?
Yeah, it's French.
French. Do you know what
It's
it
an
means?
old French name, Odile.
Odile.
But in English, it's not so fluent. But I wanted to go next because I think my past life is where Andoni is going.
Exactly. I think you're right. I think you're right.
So
I was
been there, done that. And when he was talking, I was saying, oh, I love it. The van life stuff, being barefoot on the beach with my tam tam. I'm like, I've been there. I know that fire. Go for it. It's the most liberating thing. And now I have to be homebound to do my destiny points.
well, maybe you can come and join him and support him. And that would be one way for you to get to do that type of thing, right?
Yeah.
And you could maybe supply some fresh produce and
Mm.
food for those on the mission.
Yeah.
You know, your midheaven is still in Sagittarius, though, right? So I don't think travel is entirely out of the equation for you. You
Good.
have the South Node in the 9th house, which is far foreign travel, but you still have your midheaven and you still have your sun moon midpoint in Sagittarius. So you're still a traveler. You still want to go places. You're still doing your thing, right? So where do you want to go and who do you want to go with? But here's the separation is that you have the South Node in Ophiuchus. And so that's ancient secret mysteries. That's ancient secret knowledge. That's being a priestess. That's deep energy. That's like mastering. That's like constant initiations. You're done with that. Done with that. Thank you. Right? It's all about you having just joy of life. Having a nice cup of like a cafe, you know, with a big croissant. Right? It's like having those strawberries and whipped cream and chocolate and just enjoying the dolce vita, the life, right? The delicious things, the beautiful things without having to do all this incredibly intense energy work all the time. Right? Your energy work is the earth. Right? It's like coming back to earth. It's coming back to all the beauty that's on the earth, that's on Gaia, and really relishing that and really diving into that. Yeah. So traveling is there, but it's almost like you need to have some earth time. It's like I'm just seeing like your body just wanting to just lay on the garden and just just take a deep breath and just let go and relax and flow with that grounding energy, right? And as you get that stability, your midheaven is still in Sagittarius, which is travel and learning and teaching and growing and expanding. And the ruler of it is Jupiter down in Taurus in the 2nd house. So how can you grow and travel, but do it in a very grounded Venusian Taurian way? So maybe instead of just van life, it's going to be luxurious van life, right? It's going to be OD in her travel wagon, but it's going to be just super beautiful, like plants and flowers, you know? It's like how you are going to travel is going to be very luxurious. And you might even be able to make money, especially if you were to film your voyages. And maybe you would voyage maybe to one place and then the next and just go very slowly and very gently, as opposed to needing a big trek, right? But it is interesting that the midheaven is in Sagittarius. It's ruled by Jupiter down in the 2nd house. So that could be having a career related to agriculture, to food, to making a lot of money related to the earth. Something to do with the earth. This could be a natural building like cob houses. This could be farming. This could be jewelry and gemstones. Gemstones. You might be able to make a lot of money importing, exporting gemstones. I don't know where that's coming from, but something to think about because Jupiter is the millionaire planet. Yeah. Right? So you have a strong tie to other countries, right? Midheaven in Sagittarius. Sagittarius's house, you have the South Node. So you just have to be careful. It's like there's just kind of this tricky dance for you that you still can travel, but you also need to maintain some grounding. It's like it's very connected for you. The degree to which you root down into the earth with Gaia and all the beauty she has and saturate yourself in the lush, beautiful blessings of the earth, the more easeful travel will be for you. Okay. Which brings me to your sun sign, which is in Pisces. Okay, and so now we enter an entirely new dimension. We were in Sagittarius land, which is fire. And now we enter Pisces, which is all water. It's the mermaid. It's the flow. It's just divine flow. It's the current. It's being connected to the oneness all the time, right? Part of you being in this dimension and another part of you being in another dimension. A beautiful dimension, an incredibly epically beautiful dimension, okay? A spiritual dimension. You also, this is incredible, I can't believe this, have your billionaire planet in Pisces as well. And in fact, it is actually conjunct your sun. So your billionaire planet, OD, is conjunct your sun. You could stand to make a real lot of money because that's the billionaire planet conjunct your ascendant, which is your identity and yourself and who you are, and the sun in Pisces also. Wow. Wow, I just want you to take that in for a moment. Like you are here to create probably massive amounts of money. Why haven't I done it yet, Lotus? You're still working through your issues with technology. Saturn and Aquarius.
Yes.
Okay, and we live in a very technological era. So as you put the work into creating your online presence, your website, all the things you do not want to do at all ever, don't do them. Hire someone else to do them. Create your stamp of who you are because you have something, OD, that I feel is palpable. You have a presence, especially with Venus, the goddess of love, on your ascendant, and the sun. I mean, you just give off love. I mean, everyone can feel it. Like you just radiate love. Like, it's like OD is here. It's like it's a presence. It's this beautiful energy. It's very nourishing. I mean, it's just palpable. Do you feel how we focus on someone's sun sign? It's almost like they start shining. It's like OD is just shining right now. She's just glowing, illuminating.
Yes, the clue.
Yes, exactly. I don't know if it's the crystal or I think it's your soul, actually. It's very beautiful and bright.
No, you're the
So,
clue.
so why haven't you manifested this billionaire energy yet? Well, your Venus billionaire planet is conjunct Chiron. Uh-oh,
The wounded healer, right?
the wounded healer.
Okay.
So that would mean that your billionaire energy has possibly a past life wound related to money and wealth. So what I'm seeing intuitively when I tune into you, and that's one thing I do with my readings is I'm a psychic channel as well. So I work with you and I tell you what I see. And what I see when I tune in to this Venus Chiron is you being like everyone, like OD, you have been so crazy wealthy. Like I'm just seeing it like a queen, like a queen. It's just like, I just see so much wealth, so much opulence, and you are sitting upon your throne. You are shining. And this could even be like another civilization, like Lemuria or Atlantis. Like I'm getting such chills up and down my body. Wow. You were a queen. You were just so radiant, so beautiful. And something happened. Oh, and something happened. And so there is an association in your body with wealth and pain. And so you're like, okay, do you see these hands? I'm just going to push that wealth and opulence away and power too, because it hurts so deeply. And so Venus, of course, relates to the throat. So there could be something that was not said or something that was said that you keep going over in your mind and your unconscious. And so I feel that if this were to be addressed in a healing session with me or someone else, you could potentially clear the density and then open up to that billionaire energy coming through. And even now, just us talking about it and you being in this space is already starting to shift some energy. Kind of big, actually, like big energy. Like I'm just seeing big, like huge blocks just kind of whoosh. Because it's almost like you just needed to be seen, like you needed to be witnessed and held around I'm hearing the loss. I'm hearing the loss. I'm hearing the grief and the loss of what happened. And I'm seeing like the destruction of the civilization and like you being the queen and the responsibility that you held on your shoulders. And for the queen and for those civilization to be lost or destroyed, it's just like so devastating. And it's been so hard for you to feel happy again on a soul level because it's like my kingdom, my whole kingdom, my people, the beauty, the way the world was. It's like, and it's like, as I speak, this is also affecting everyone else in the group because you're all very old souls and you were possibly new OD in this lifetime or were part of that civilization. And thank you for traveling with me through this process because it's just what's coming through. It's just what I'm seeing. And it's just like, there's just so much pain in the heart space, love around the loss. And this is going to be resonating for a lot of you, actually, like this pain of loss of like having been part of such a beautiful world. Like when I tune into it, it's just like so beautiful. It's like out of a movie, like it's just loving and peaceful. And there's just opulence and wealth, but it's not like wealth now where it's like some people have it and some people don't. It's just like everyone has the wealth, right? And so OD never had to feel bad that she had wealth because everyone was wealthy and cared for and everyone was happy. Everyone was loving and content. And so now it's like opening your heart to the possibility that you could help create that again, that you could help rebuild what was. And there's so much fear here. Oh, there's so much fear. It's like shaking. It's like, oh, but I don't want that ever happen again. It's like, well, if I go and try and rebuild it again, will it get lost and destroyed? And this could be something a lot of people are dealing with because I think a lot of you are past life royalty from high civilizations, past life, very highly developed, evolved souls. And so this is like a collective grief. And so this is like whenever anyone watches this, you're going to be feeling this energy. And we're kind of collectively starting to transmute it just by holding space for it. Okay. And one of the things I said to OD on one of our first calls is I said, I'm going to say one word to you, and that's mermaid. And she said, oh my God. And so if you resonate with mermaid energy, right? OD carries mermaid energy to a high degree that I've wow, it's just like you were definitely potentially a mermaid or in a mermaid civilization or a civilization where there was the ability to go into water, where you were able to be water being and maybe even go back and forth. That's what I've seen sometimes in my visions is the ability to do both. And so it's like you really need to be honored and seen as what you are, which is more than just this human being, but this kind of more expanded soul with these powerful abilities to be more than just this human body, really, and remembering being more than just this human body. And so I feel that as we hold this for you, hold this space for you, and we hold space for the calamity that your heart experienced for you and for everyone watching, that there's so much healing already beginning to come in. There's so much depth. There's so much connection. There's so much love just radiating through, just filling you up, just filling everyone else up. And it's beautiful and it's sublime and it's serene. And that's the energy that you are, OD, is the beauty of wealth and the soul, right? That's where you came from. You came from a civilization where you shone as royalty. That's why your sun is next to your ascendant, because you were a queen and the sun is royalty. Venus is the divine feminine. You weren't a king, you were a queen. You were the divine feminine upon her throne. You were beauty and opulence and grace. And that's why you have so much Taurian energy wanting to activate this time, because God, source, universe wants you to commune with Mother Earth, because you've been separated from her. So what I'm seeing is like you almost got thrown off the planet energetically on a soul level when that calamity happened. Like you just jumped out of your body, right? It was so shocking and so traumatizing that you spent thousands of years disconnected from the earth. Like, I'm just going to keep running because I can't stand to be in one spot, because what happened to me was so traumatic that I see like your root system needing to be repaired. And you're a huge soul. Like when I tune into your energy, like you're gigantic. Like you have such amazing beauty, beautiful, big energy. And so your roots are very long. Okay, but they've been sort of disconnected. And so what I'm seeing is that you're repairing that root connection to the earth. And that's why your destiny point is there. That's why the Jupiter is there. And so every day that you can go outside and talk to the earth and whisper to her and say, I've missed you and I've loved you and I'm so sad about what happened. And you can cry your eyes out and just weep for the loss and the grief. Just weep for what was lost and let it drain out of you into the earth. That's why you're being called to the earth. It's not just because you need to be grounded. Like you have a relationship that you're rebuilding. You're rebuilding your relationship to the heart of the earth. And I really recommend that you watch the movie Moana about Maui and Moana, and then finding the emerald heart of the earth and returning it back to her. Yeah, and you might tear up a little bit. You might cry when you watch this, because I feel that you're holding part of a piece of the Divine Mother in your heart, of the Divine Earth, and that you're here to return that piece that you hold back to Mother Earth. And so that's why you're being called to speak to her and talk to her. And there's going to be a lot of tears as you kind of get into this process with her. And there's going to be a lot of energy to transmute. And there might be tears now.
Mm-hmm.
It's painful because the mother has been kicked off the earth for so long. There's been so much separation and so much pain. But we hold these divine vibrational pieces of intel, vibrational intel. You do, especially. You have a huge piece, I'm being told. Huge, huge piece, like this huge crystal right here. So you might even pray into that crystal and take it outside to Mother Earth and give what you no longer need to Gaia. Give all the pain and the grief and the loss. Just let it come out of your body. That's why it's just why the feet aren't working, is it got blocked. It got blocked there because there's just so much. Right. And so we kind of all actually needed everyone to be here and witness you with this, because it's so big. It's so big that we kind of needed the group setting to hold space for you.
Thank you.
But as you align to your sun, which is to be this spiritual channel of the divine love, divine goddess energy, who you are, the money will flow in. Like you already have money flowing, but this will be something else entirely. This is billionaire energy, and that's next to your ascendant, which is your identity, which is who you are. Right? So if you have these beautifully placed Venus billionaire planet and you're not making a lot of money and you're wondering why, well, for OD, it was because of Chiron. It's because of the ancient past trauma. It's hard to allow wealth in if our hearts are friggin' broken by something. So I'm going to ask God, Spirit Source, to please give you a new heart, a golden heart. And this is something Gary Spivey does. He says, call God and ask God, please give me a new golden heart, a huge, big golden heart to help to heal where your heart was broken. So all of you can ask for this now if your heart's ever been broken. We're just going to ask you all, God, Source, Spirit, to receive a pure, golden heart to heal your heart. Let it come in and just feel your heart space healing. Feel your heart space healing around the earth, around wealth, around being on this earth, being connected to your soul and having wealth. And calling in this golden heart, especially for OD, for her on the cellular level, on the genetic level, on the DNA level, calling in that golden heart to help her heal so that she can call in that divine abundance, that billionaire energy that she's designed for. When I tune into OD, she is designed for massive amounts of money. It's kind of amazing. I can just see it in her field. It's like her money basket is gigantic. I know. And she's like, I don't want to have to deal with this, but it's for what your gifts are. Because you having money is very beautiful. Because what you do with that money will help so many. It will be such a blessing. Right? You're a divine mother. You have divine mother energy. We want more divine mothers wealthy on this earth, sharing and helping and creating a new earth. Because you'll build beautiful things. I can see it. So take a deep breath in. Yeah, and a deep breath out. Ooh. There's just a lot of energy in everyone. Just let it flow through. Big stuff got talked about today. And it's funny because I could see you all nodding. So I know we were touching on something that was very real somehow, even if it's sort of outside the normal conversation zone. And how cool we get to go there with each other and assist a real live mermaid queen with stepping into her brilliant wealth and abundance in this life.
I think it's to help build the new world.
It is. That's exactly what it is.
It's not for self-serving.
No,
No.
not with Pisces. Pisces is the ultimate humanitarian.
Yes.
Pisces' whose heart, it just cries tears for other people's suffering. And so we want the humanitarians to be making billions of dollars, right? Because we know it will be of service for the all. And I know you. I know how unselfish you are. So it's so beautiful that this is your purpose, the sun, to shine this love, and Venus, be the love, and have so much money that you can create that vision that you know so well of this beautiful earth plane where we're all working together. And you will travel places, OD. You will. I see it. And this is going to help you to be able to move again. But it's like you got immobilized so that you could finally fully face the depth of this. And now we got to all be here with you and help you hold space for it, because no one should ever have to be alone with what you've had to go through. And yet, how do you talk about these things when they're past life, right? When they're just old, ancient, how do you even bring these subjects up? But knowing myself from my own past life memories that come to me all the time, it's good to have community to hold space for us to remember and then to let go. To remember and to let go. And then to shine. Because we see you. And so we can encourage you to be you and to shine.
Thank you so much, Lotus. You're an incredible queen yourself.
It's
The
so
Queen
beautiful.
of Hearts. Queen of Hearts.
Well, it is beautiful to be here with you all and to assist all of you into coming into greater unity with your soul and your heart. Because the more of us in unity, when oneness, we're literally creating a source field right now with all of us in the heart space. And this is so powerful. It's creating a huge ripple on the planet right now. Just us sitting here in a space of love and oneness. It's healing the whole earth. Truly beautiful. Truly. And thank you for being willing and vulnerable enough to go there and to do this, because it takes an enlightened soul to be able to hold space for this level of work that we just did.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, it's my honor. Truly a pleasure. Truly. Yeah. Woo! Yay, Odi. Congratulations, my beautiful sister. I see
Thank you.
rainbows for you. See beautiful rainbows, and we send you so much love and just enfold you in divine light for the rest of the day. Just healing energy. Healing energy, all your levels and layers, all dimensions, all timelines. Going back all the way up, hundreds of chakras up, going down, hundreds of chakras below, and anything and everything that today, what we just talked up, brought up, or let down for anyone. We just asked for a complete change history and everything as needed. Levels 1, 2, and 3. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. That's it. Yawns are good. A lot of energy is lifting. A lot. Ooh, oh my goodness, that's galactic level. Woo-wee. Okay, we're gonna ask super conscious to repair and heal your front chakras, repair and heal your back chakras, repair and heal your dantians, repair and heal your dantians, your energy body, your causal body, your etheric body, your emotional body, your mental body. And aligning your heart and your mind. Super conscious, and take a deep breath in. Woo. And a complete change history, levels 1, 2, and 3. Oh my goodness gracious. If you were sleepy yesterday, you may be need a nice long nap tonight. Okay, deep breath in and out. Fantastic. And I'm just going to ask Source Spirit to just clear the field, do an unconditional love healing of the auric field, clearing the space, levels 1, 2, and 3. Complete change history, levels 1, 2, and 3. Clearing the field, clearing the space, transmuting any density. Oh, 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 yeah. Fantastic. Way to go, everyone. Oh, and I'm just hearing to give you all the gifts of seashells and the gifts of ocean and the gifts of water and the gifts of royalty. The royalty of the water, the royalty of the divine water, the divine mother, which relates to divine wealth. Ooh-wee, wow. Oh my goodness. Ah, I'm gonna just let those gifts come through. Oh, wow. Thank you, God. Thank you, Goddess. Thank you, Source. You may want to yawn and stretch. There's a lot just came through. Uh-huh. There it is. There it is. Yep, I know it's big. Good job. Yeah. And anything and everything preventing you from being able to receive, allow, or work with the energies that just came through to bless you, we just ask for complete change history. And everything is needed. Levels 1, 2, and 3. Okay, deep breath in. Deep breath out. Yeah. Your relationship to money and wealth is going to be forever changed from this day. I just want everyone to know you're going to be much more open to receiving wealth and abundance. Your relationship has now changed to water itself. So anything that brings up or lets down, we just ask for complete change history. Oh my goodness gracious, levels 1, 2, and 3, and everything as needed. Deep breath in, deep breath out. We ask for healing of your chakras, front chakras, back chakras, the healings of your meridians, opening the way, your dantians, and your etheric, mental, emotional, physical body. Thank you. Deep breath in. There you go. Oh, Yeah, you might need to drink a little water. You might
I'm gonna
need
go
to
make my tea.
go drink your tea.
I'll
You
go
might
make it. I'm
move.
listening. I'm still listening.
Go right ahead. Yeah, go right ahead. Take your
Yep.
tea. Yes, take your tea in the park with your carousel and some cakes and some treats and just have the best time ever. We are here. You're here, right? We're walking with you. So everyone just move your body and let what just happened like move through it. Like I just found I needed to kind of like do some really bizarre movements because so much just kind of shifted in our bodies here. This is kind of a big shift. So just breathe it in, shake it out, stretch. You need to stand up for a minute. Oh, yeah. Oh, and just notice. Oh, wow. Just notice where you're at. There we go. I highly recommend everyone stand up for just a moment and just kind of get back into your body because that was maybe one of the biggest clearings I've ever facilitated. Oh, there you go. Stretch it out. Fantastic. Oh, fantastic. Oh, good. Good work. Good work. You know, processing ancient past life things shifts a lot of energy. So if you're going, whoa, what just happened? That's because we just moved ancient old stuff out of your being. And so anywhere and everywhere there's anything still in the field, anything that brings up or lets down, we now revoke, recant, renounce, denounce, destroy, and uncreate all, please, right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys, covids, and beyonds. There we go. Oh, very good. Okay. All right. So I would like to see here. Keep moving on through. I think we have gotten you to a good place here, Miss OD.
Thank you so much. We've done
Oh,
so much clearing. It's got to be done now.
no, well, when you have such an ancient, vast soul, we'll just say it is. How about that? Who would like to go next? Who is ready to see what gets revealed? Raise your hand. Victoria, would you like to go next?
Yes, sure.
Okay, awesome. Yay. Okay, so yeah, so I think your son will say the same. And when we work together one-on-one, I'll do some magic and see what happens with the rising sign. No problem. Okay. Oh, Dr. Walker, I didn't see your message there. We'll come back. Okay. So Sun in Aquarius. Sun in Aquarius is a free thinker. Sun in Aquarius is the new age. It is the new vision for humanity. Aquarius is astrology. So it makes sense that you would be drawn to it. Aquarius is the vision for the new earth. It's seeing the future. So you see the future for humanity. You see where we're going. You see what needs to happen. You're way ahead of everyone else. Okay. And it's in your 5th house of joy and play and children and hobbies, right? So you really shine when you do what you love, truly, because your sun is in the house of doing what you love, right? So you could actually be very good at making, a career out of what you love because your sun is there. You shine, right? When you do the things that you enjoy doing, when you do your hobbies, you shine. Right? You shine very brightly. And it's very close to your Jupiter. It's not exact, but they're fairly close. Okay. So you have a very expansive solar energy. Right? So Jupiter expands that sun in Aquarius. So you're a great thinker. You're more logical and rational when it comes to your purpose. You're strategic. You have goals, you have dreams, you have desires. You take steps to achieve them because Aquarius is rational. It's scientific. This does this when I do this, so I'm going to do this. Okay. Now, the ruling planet of Aquarius is Uranus. And Uranus is up here in Virgo, whether that's in your first house or maybe it goes back into the 12th. That would be healing. Okay, Virgo is healing energy. And so I'm pretty sure Uranus, even if we move the ascendant and Libra stays on the ascendant, that Uranus will stay in Virgo because it doesn't move very much. And so Uranus in Virgo is all about astrology again, but because Uranus rules Aquarius. But it's in Virgo, which is the healer, and you're wearing the color green. And green is actually the color of the healer. And so knowing that you're interested in learning astrology and doing astrology, I get the sense that really focusing on healing as well as wealth is something that's going to be very powerful for you because Virgo is the healer. It's the doctor, it's the nurse, it's herbology, it's veterinary. And there's such a huge correspondence between astrology, the planets, and health and medicine. And in fact, till 1690, doctors had to study astrology to graduate. So astrology was, and is still used that way, especially in Vedic astrology. They use astrology all the time with health and healing. Okay, and so having the ruling planet of your sun in the sign of health and healing means that one of your soul purposes revolves around health and healing, that you're a great healer, right? That you have healing energy. And with it in the 5th house, it becomes something fun for you, right? It's like a bit of a hobby. It's a bit of something that you do for fun. And if it moves back into the 12th house, it would make you very much a doctor of meditation, a doctor of the intuition, because the 12th house is Pisces house. Okay. So you would be someone very good at guiding others into their intuitive psychic space. You'd be someone very good at guiding people into their subconscious. Being able to create change in people's thinking, being able to create change in people's patterns of thought. Because Uranus is a pattern interrupt. So you have this ability to go into people's unconscious with them, to travel with them into the realm of the psychic, intuitive, unconscious, and to do pattern interrupts, to shift their thinking, to bring in electrical impulses of change so that they can grow, so that they can evolve. It's powerful. Now, if we want to bring in money to this equation, we go to your 6th house, which is Virgo's house, interestingly. So one reason Virgo has been challenging for you is because its house is full of Pisces. And this will shift a little bit, but it's still going to have a lot of Pisces. And so Pisces is the quintessential opposite of Virgo, where Virgo is earth and grounding and healing and grounded and structured. Pisces is complete flow, right? Complete flow. It's complete oneness. There are no deadlines. There's no structure. There is no hard and fast rule. It is simply flowing consciousness. So having so much Pisces energy in the house of work and service means that having a job that's very spiritual is very important to you. Also, a job where you can get adequate space, alone time. You're not someone who works well under pressure. You're not someone who likes lots of stress. You need peace and quiet. You need serene atmosphere because the 6th house is the house of work and service. However, your Venus is there. So that tells me that you have the ability to make a lot of money with your service. So when you give your spiritual service, you can make a lot of money, which is amazing. It's a billionaire planet. Now, It's opposite Pluto in your chart. And so you may also have some possibly deep past life thing around wealth that needs to be cleared, because Pluto is one of those karmic planets, right? And so what I see with you as well is that you also have been extremely wealthy. It's different than OD, but I also see extreme wealth in your energy field. I see more forests than ocean, interestingly. But I see you having huge amounts of wealth. But something happened. And so there's an association for you around extreme wealth and pain or trauma or loss. And this is probably the same for almost everyone when it comes to great wealth. Otherwise, you probably have just created it, right? Just, there we go. I'm going to create a job. I'm going to create a life. I'm going to create lots of money. No problem. But if in our field, we went through something that was so painful, it left an imprint on the memory body of the soul, then when we get near wealth, what happens? And you also have Chiron near your Venus. Chiron being the wounded healer. So maybe you knew OD in this past life. More than likely, right? You were soul sisters. I'm seeing you being a priestess. I'm seeing you holding a sacred flame. And I'm hearing to tell you it's not your fault. I'm hearing to tell you it's not your fault. Whew, this is really big energy. And there's like, I feel a lot of tears under this. And I'm just hearing to tell you it's not your fault. There's like a code coming through for you as I say this is not your fault. And then I'm hearing this voice say it's time to forgive yourself now. And this is coming at the soul level. It's very deep. It's very ancient. It's very below the surface. It's very, very quiet. If you listen, you'll hear it. Whew. I'm hearing it's time for you to give what you're here to give. You have, you have beautiful riches to give. It's like I see these jewels, like these very shining, beautiful light gifts that come through you, like gems, but their energy. They're so exquisite. I mean, that's really the word to describe the value that you bring. It's like very spiritually exquisite. It's like a gemstone made of energy, made of spiritual energy. So it's, if it was Taurus, it would just be a rock or a stone, but the energy you bring is so pure. It's almost has a sound to it. It's like a bell. It's like a chime. It's like this beautiful, like it's just got this like very strong, like twinkling bells, like you would hear like in a fairy kingdom. There's this essence of twinkling bells that comes through with a very high vibration that comes through with what you give. And I'm hearing these guides tell you that you need to value that beauty that you are. They're saying it is so beautiful and exquisite, and that you need to stop being angry at yourself. And it's not your fault. And to forgive yourself. It's time. It's time to forgive yourself. It wasn't your fault. Oh, there's so many waves of emotion. It's okay. Ah, okay. And they're saying you are so loved. It's all just a ripple. It's just a little wave. It feels so big, but it was just a wave. It was just a little wrinkle. And it's time to release the wave, release the ripple, and let it go. And just seeing that ripple just smoothing out. Just smoothing out. Yeah. I'm just feeling all the peace there is there now. It's like way more peace. It's like a deep breath. It's like finally being able to rest again. And just be held. And just be held in the spaciousness. Yeah. Yeah. Mm. I keep seeing the ocean. I keep seeing you going to the ocean, both you and OD, and just forgiving the ocean. Finally, forgiving her for taking so much. Felt like it was taking so much. And she says she wants to love you again. She said, let me love you. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. So sorry. She says it was so much bigger than what I wanted to do. Out of my hands, she said. Oh, you just feel the waves of healing light washing through you. Ooh. Just knowing you're safe and you're held. And that your heart will heal. Your heart will heal. And asking for a new golden heart for Victoria as well. A new golden heart. For all the loss and all the separation, all the pain at the deep soul level. Oh, yeah. Asking for a heart, a new heart to come in for you. To heal you at the soul level. And now we're going to ask for the healing of your baby self. We're going to ask God to give you the gift of your baby self. Just asking God for the gift to heal the baby self. The gift of your baby self. There it comes. You just feel just sweetness. Sweetness and love. And see yourself going to the ocean with this new baby self. And letting yourself play again. Being reborn. Finally. After all this time. Just feeling that joy. and that radiance coming through. All the gifts and the blessings and love. Just feeling that divine blessing. Just saturating through all the cells, through all the DNA, through the organs, the joints, the muscles, the bone, all the way down to the grounding cord into Mama Gaia, anchoring and integrating this vibrational energy shift through all dimensions of time and space. And welcome back. Yeah. Good. How are you doing out there, everyone? Pretty deep, huh?
It was emotional.
Yeah. 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 This is the soul level. The soul level, and so it can be very unconscious for a long time. But your soul brought you here. Your soul was ready for this level of awareness. And you are at that level. Yeah. Both you, OD, all of you, you're at that level of awareness where you're ready to claim this new life as a rebirth. Right? You're here to kind of let go of all of that past energy. So we just ask for complete change history for all that past energy. Levels 1, 2, and 3. And everything is muted. Good. And a deep breath in and out. Good. Ah. How are you doing now, Victoria?
Yeah, good. Yeah, very good. I'm still, I need still some time to come back.
Yes.
I didn't expect that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So what's happening now is that things that were unconscious have become conscious. And there was sort of unconscious emotional reaction like, oh, I never would have thought any of these things or thought that this was what was happening with me. But because our awareness went to it, it became brought into the light. And so now the mind is going, what just happened? Where am I? What's going on? What were those intense feelings, right? And so the mind is trying to grasp it. It's trying to process it, especially because your sun is in Aquarius. So your mind is very strong and it likes to understand, right? It needs explanations. It needs information. It needs to know why. And so the mind is just catching up right now, and that's okay. That's fine. And let the mind process, right? That's what it does. It processes information. So it's processing the information. And really what I wanted to do and to bring up by leading us all there was to assist you with this Venus billionaire energy, because what it's all about is stepping into our soul path. And money is a big part of this, right? And so the more open you are to your wealth and abundance, the more you can align to your purpose. Do you see how those interrelate? Right? It's not just stepping into our soul purpose, it's also clearing our blocks to great wealth, because ideally, as we step into our soul purpose, the great wealth will come. It will come. But if we're blocking our wealth, we also are blocking our divine purpose. Yeah. Yeah. So that's why I wanted to bring the sun and Venus together, the soul and our value, our worth, our ability to bring in great wealth. So sit with that. It is water, right? We just worked in the water energy, which is also related to the sacral chakra. Water is wealth. So your sacral chakras are going to be feeling different from tonight because we just really talked to water tonight. And so whatever's processing through, it's fine. I'm just going to ask for a complete unconditional love healing and just clearing for everyone and just sending that pure unconditional love and light and like a blanket of warmth and care all around everyone for the vulnerability and the depths of tonight. Just letting all that love and awareness just become this beautiful blanket, just wrapping around you like a cozy hug of love from the Creator. Just know this cozy hug of the Creator will be with you all night tonight for the rest of the challenge, just keeping you held and safe and cocoon. And we're going to place a beautiful 24-karat gold dome around our community, around our group. So only pure positive energy may affect us, may come in. Okay. And this beautiful golden light will just be shimmering and bright and blessing everyone who come across it, and only allowing pure unconditional love to come in. Fantastic. Yes, very good. Oh, and take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And anything that's still brought up, that's still coming up, that has yet to clear, we just ask super conscious, please scan and treat and do a complete change history. And everything is needed, levels 1, 2, and 3. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Excuse me, and if you ever burp, that's totally normal. Sometimes when I'm doing big energy work, I burp like crazy. It's kind of over the top. So just breathe in and out. And super conscious, we ask for complete unconditional love healing. Unconditional love healing. Super conscious, please heal the front chakras. Please heal the back chakras. Please heal everyone. Through all directions of time and space. Thank you. Thank you. It is done. It is done. Show us. I'm just asking God to please give you all the divine spiritual gifts that you need to process this information, that you need to integrate this information, that you need to ground this information. And we ask for all of the shifts in vibration to now be applied to everything in our 3D universe, from our 3D bank accounts, to our 3D energy fields, to our organs, to our bodies, to our friendships, our community, our homes, our houses, our minds, our consciousness, everything in and around us. And take a deep breath in and out. And slowly come back at your own speed. Coming back to the earth. Coming back to your roots, feeling refreshed, rejuvenated, simply fantastic. Wow, new energy and life force strumming through you, feeling clear and connected and simply refreshed. Hallelujah. Woo! Feeling good and feeling bright.
Thank you, Lotus.
Are you feeling a little more grounded now?
Yeah, I'm grounded and I feel like, I guess, like relieved. I don't know why, but yeah, that's the feeling.
Yeah. Very good. Good work. And thank you for letting me read your energy and bring awareness that maybe you had no idea might be there. Fantastic work. Thank you, everyone, for holding space. Now I'm going to quickly jump to Dr. Walker. Let's see here. And April, I'm going to work with you tomorrow on this, if that's okay, because I have to end this call in about 10 minutes. So Dr. Walker, are you there? You present? I bet she is. She's going to come online in about 2 seconds, I bet you. Paging Dr. Walker. Dr. Walker to the front. You there, sister? Nope. Yes? No? Okay. I'm going to give you the count of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh,
We can see her on the
There
screen,
you
but
are.
there.
Hi, Dr. Walker. Would you like to unmute and share with us? All right. So, Dr.
I can
Okay, I'm sorry, it's having an issue with everything.
Well, we'll just clear that all out for you. Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys, covids, and beyonds. There we go. And so Dr. Walker has a really powerful soul sun sign orientation. She's got her sun in Leo, conjunct her Mars, conjunct her Mercury, all up here in the 9th house of far foreign travel and higher knowledge and higher information. I mean, wow. How do we decode that? Well, first of all, sun likes to shine. So that's big, bright energy, right? Sun is big. Focus is bright with Dr. Walker, right? Her focus is bright. And even, her birthday itself has a 1 in it, which is the sun. Right? So sun in Leo, sun rules Leo. Okay. So when someone has their sun in Leo, they shine, right? It's just the sort of natural way of beingness. And with Mars, it's leadership energy. So Dr. Walker not only shines, she also is a great leader. And she's a great communicator. So she's a great communicator, she's a great shining presence, and she's also a great leader. She's great with the gift of gab. She's great with the gift of being in the spotlight, and she's great with the gift of leadership. Not only that, but her sun is the ruler of her midheaven, which is the highest point in the chart, which is what we're going to be looking at tomorrow. We're going to be looking at our midheaven and our IC and the relationship between shining our light out into the world with our ancestry and our home. So the IC is the roots, the MC is our blossom. So if we want to express our purpose, are we truly clear on the bottom? Are we clear with our roots? Are we clear with our family? Do we have things in the way of us fully blossoming? Okay, so tomorrow is going to be a pretty profound day. I want you to come ready. I want you to get tons of sleep, because as we tap into our root system, there's a lot there, isn't there? Our ancestry, our DNA, our family of origin. How is that impacting our ability to blossom and shine? So that's going to be tomorrow night. Are you ready? You're like, I thought this was as deep as it went. Well, there's more. There's more. It's going to get even better from here. So Dr. Walker's purpose is to shine. Her brightest shining point is shining, and the sun being the ruler. How do you feel about being on the center stage, Dr. Walker?
It's not hard.
No, it's not, is it?
No.
Nope. No, you shine. You shine. You need to be out on that stage. In fact, and when you are not, you may get depressed and not feel happy, because you're built to shine. You are built to be the center of attention. You're built to be a leader. You're built to be a speaker. In the 9th house, that's the house of the teacher. That's the house of the philosopher. That's the house of the person giving the Sermon on the Mount.
Wow.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And so you get up on that stage, girlfriend, and you teach. You teach the Lord's work. You teach the knowledge that comes to you. You speak it. Mercury, you shine it. The sun, you lead with it. Sun, oh, you have Mercury in Cancer. Okay. So here is where it gets interesting, because you communicate from your emotion and you shine with the sun. And so that's water and fire. So you're learning how to harmonize that emotional communicator that you are with the fact that you shine big and bright. So you might want to look into the energetics of balancing fire and water, and that's going to really help you get out on that stage. That's going to really help you do the teaching work, because you're an emotional communicator. You speak from the gut, you speak from the emotions, you speak from your feelings. You're not someone who speaks outside of your feelings or logically. You speak from the gut.
Yes.
But that's a little challenging sometimes with Sun and Leo, because Sun is just like, I'm shining, I am. But then you have this emotional side. So it's like Cancer wants to be in its shell, right? Cancer, the crab, it's all soft and vulnerable inside. So it's got its nice hard protection armor on. If you don't know people, you don't necessarily want to talk to them. Right. Right. So how do you reconcile this huge energy of shining and leadership that you are out in the world, on the stage, under the lights, with that part of you that kind of wants to hide a little bit or a lot? Okay. So things like making tea become a really good practice for you, where you can pour the water into a pot and get it hot and watch it boil and then add tea leaves and smell it and learn about the process of alchemy, because you're learning how to bridge fire and water. You're learning how to be up there and be all shining and bright, but then allow the emotional current to come through you. So you can kind of use the sun as your protection. So that vulnerable inner voice of yours, okay, I want you to imagine that vulnerable inner voice that you've been protecting, and then say, I have the sun at my back. The sun shall protect me. And place the sun over you. So that will become your shield. And the sun loves to shine. So you'll go out there shining, and that vulnerable place that was just gaping is now covered.
Wow.
Okay, so you need that. You need to keep your shield on so that you do not feel vulnerable, because you feel deeply vulnerable. And no one would ever know that, because you're so big and powerful on the outside. They think you're, you got this big presence, you've got this strong leadership, take action energy, but your mind and how you speak, and you're very sentimental, you're very emotional, actually. You're very psychically, intuitively internal. And so how do you get out there on that stage and shine? Well, you've got to protect your vulnerability. You got to make a nice cup of tea before you go out on that stage, and you look at those bright lights and you look into that tea and you think, from the greatest emotion comes the greatest success. From the greatest depth of feeling comes the greatest rising. And I'm going to use the water of my emotion and my sentimentality and my depth to nourish the light. Almost like seeing it as being like a beautiful rain on a sunny day. You know, those days, they're just beautiful because it's like warm and there's the heat and the light of the sun, and then a little bit of water comes through, a little bit of rain, and maybe a rainbow. And it's beautiful. It's like a spectacular masterpiece from God. And so I want you to see that when you speak, when you go out there, that you get to bring in this beautiful, almost union between fire and water. You get to make a whole symphonic chorus production as you speak. You're not just limited by being hot and fiery. You can bring in the water. You can bring in the emotion. You can drench everyone with the depth of your feeling. And that is where people are moved the most. And so I want to really encourage you to stop seeing your sentimentality, your emotionalism, your feeling as a negative.
Okay.
Because it's been persecuted for thousands of years. It has. The woman has been told to, not have feelings, not have emotion. If you want to be successful, you have to squash that emotional side. You got to put away your feelings. No, that's a lie. Manifestation. How do you create anything? You have to mix your emotion with it. Words devoid of feeling do nothing. They don't create anything. It is through emotion and thought that we create, nothing else. So it is that depth of emotion you carry, Dr. Walker, that your success will be guaranteed. It won't be through eliminating it. It won't be through suppressing it. It will be allowing it to sing. Allowing it to sing through you. Making it beautiful. Thinking about, Aretha Franklin. Thinking about the depth of her emotion and her power. Right? She didn't impress you because she could just sing big. She impressed you because she could feel big. She made us feel, right?
Yes.
We took on that stage and it was like all of a sudden the goddess, right?
Yes.
Goddess is present. And so you hold the goddess energy. And you're also a leader. So you carry both that feminine and that masculine energy very profoundly. So you're learning that it's okay. I think what's happened is that your masculine side has been appreciated and people have supported that aspect of yourself and you've really amplified it. And I see that your Mercury in Cancer has been a bit suppressed and a bit closed down.
Okay.
Kind of shunted to the side. But girlfriend, it is so powerful in you. It is so, I just see it being such a wellspring of wealth and abundance for you. Like I see you working with women. I see you working with mothers, helping them, guiding them, encouraging them. I don't know where that's coming from.
Yes.
And transforming them because you have Venus in the house of transformation in the 8th house. And it's in Gemini, which is teaching and learning. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. So speaking, Mercury rules Venus. Oh, that's why. That's why this is your wealth wellspring. Because your billionaire planet is in Gemini and Mercury is ruled by Gemini. And so that's why stepping into the emotion and the well of your emotion, allowing that to flow along with your leadership and your shining, that's where the money will be. And it's actually through your depth and intensity, Venus in the 8th house, that the wealth and abundance is going to explode.
Wow.
And it's just so beautiful and miraculous and perfect. And it's the part of you you've been squashing.
Yes.
And so that's where, as you open that up, that it's going to be rainbows and unicorns and miracles just flowing on in. And you're going to be galloping on your unicorn, flying up into the stars, just going, whoop. Because you're finally going to be allowing the full expression of you. And that's what's been missing. And that's what God is telling me to tell you, is that all parts of you are friggin' beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
They're beautiful. Yeah, I just look at your picture and I just feel God smiling. God's like, oh, I love her. That's what I see. I see your inner child. He's like bouncing you on his knee, just loving you. All right, my friends. So I have to go. I have to leave right now. I'm so sorry. I have something coming up right now. I'm literally I have to go. So this is amazing. I love you all. Dr. Walker, way to go out with a bang with this one. This is absolutely amazing. You're phenomenal.
Thank you so much. And I'll give my testimony about what you said tomorrow. Thank you so much.
You are so welcome. You are a glorious, beautiful goddess, and I appreciate you all so much. And please get your cognitions together for tomorrow's class so we can share them, your wins. I wonder what amazing miracles are coming through. And I will see you tomorrow at 3 p.m. to go even deeper than we've been. We're going to look at the midheaven and we're going to look at the IC. We're going to catch up with April's chart. And Dr. Walker will come back to you. And April, we love you too. We love you. All right, I'm going to stop share. Lots of love, everyone. Let's see, get the family shot. All right, I love you all. Mwah. Peace, love, and blessings. And I will see you tomorrow. Aloha.
Tomorrow.
Bye. Aloha.